He did a really cool temple shot flying over, and it is that tricky crane thing where everyone's like, oh well, cool, crane shot, really neat, and then zoom.
Suddenly you go way higher and they're like, whoa.
It's so cool. Wow. So yeah, those rotors will chop off a hand, right?
Oh yeah. A friend of mine, someone that I sent a helicopter to, he bought a smaller helicopter, but the propellers were plastic, and he had his radio here, and he kneeled down to change something, and by mistake he changed the throttle, and he cut his hand like that because it just jumped at him.
Oh!
He had like about 100 stitches. Oh. Really bad. It looks like a shark bite.
Oh!
Really bad. So, I mean, that's another reason for what I told you about.
He's building, and he's putting. So these things raise eyebrows for people that don't understand that it can actually be for good. Mm-hmm. And that was sort of their tagline his lady came up with, drones for good, not evil, which I think is hilarious. It's perfect. But that is, he knows that he is implementing all these safety precautions. Like, he's building in basically, I guess, little algorithms that if it loses radio contact, instead of falling out of the sky or veering off, it just isolates and stabilizes and stays in place. And then it will smartly draw back to wherever the last radio signal was, and then slowly lower, and all these safety things, so that people will actually not, you can't come at it being like, this is irresponsible, or what do you do? He already knows that you have to get permits with the FAA to go over certain things, and wow. Certain altitude and stuff. He's very sort of abiding just the ethical code that you would with the future.
I met a guy last year who's in the Army, and he lives in Vegas, and he goes to work in the morning and drives drones in Afghanistan.
No way. Yes, everyone, look it. That's an X7. That's funny. Yep. Mike, I love these cameras.
I know, they're great. They have great resolution, and
yeah, it's fantastic.
Connect this later, but first I thought to have like a little quick little test. Here. Yeah, and this radio is for the pilot.
So you have two people, cameraman and a pilot.
Yeah, it depends really on the project. If it's for a building or something, like I can do it myself. But let's say some scenes I need to have like a chasing a car, so I'm going straight. But then if we go faster than the car, the cameraman can see exactly how to frame the shoot. So he controls the camera. So I can just focus on the speed and the altitude. And yes, it's
it makes total sense. Like, I'm wondering how you could do it by yourself.
Easy and fun to come here, especially when this area is so beautiful. So basically, when I start the motors, the flight control do like a check of the motors to see that all the electronic is connected and everything. If there is any error, so it just doesn't let it start. If the computer feels that there's an error, it's also like a safety mode. So now let me just turn the camera on.
So cool.
Video's on.
Wow.
You have to come out and say this.
Thank you, Terry. You also have an LCD screen on that.
Yes, and it gives me temperature, battery, GPS, because it has a GPS on it, GPS, altitude, distance, radio signal, like we talked about, if I'm too far, it gives me the percentage of the reception, and not just on the screen, it also tells me. It talks to me. Because when I'm
so cool, dude.
Eyes in the air, I can't really look at the screen, so it just gives me all the information. So because all the sensors connect to that and it just talks to me.
It's so freaking awesome. What do they call that in Snow Crash? There's a book called Gargoyles, I think. People who are logged into two realities at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You're basically, but you're being just a pilot.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can check all the temperatures and everything. As you can see, it's here. And these are brand new, so you can put it for a second if you just wanna.
Oh no!
That is so
That's
cool.
the receiver strength.
That is so.
You know what I mean? So it gives me all the information that I need. They're not on. And that's the voltage. So basically, I can just that's the receiver strength. So during the flight, I get all the information. So yeah, and then
That is wild.
it's cool, huh?
You got the great English accent.
Ah, you have to.
You have to, because, you don't want to lose battery. You don't want the temperature to be too high. You want to know all the time what's going on, right? So it's very important to fly. It's more responsible to fly with the telemetry this way. So first, I'm going to just initialize the gyros. So now the helicopter knows that this is level, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
To start this. I'll just turn it from there. I'll check the camera again. So I'll start this way, just focus on that.
I love the LEDs.
Yeah. So basically the LEDs, the back are blue and the front is red. So when it's in the air, I know always what's the
Fantastic.
straight one.
Wow.
Basically right now, because altitude hold, I don't need to do anything. It just stays at the same height. And the GPS turns, so it always stays at the same location.
The rotor wash is pretty significant. I'm surprised.
That's pretty.
It's headed for me? Oh God.
She tells him the latitude, the longitude, the temperature, the battery strength. It has it on the screen, but it's also she tells him.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Make sure to charge him for this. He built everything, the boards, everything. Soldered it together and so wow, dude. I know. That's what he's saying. Testing pollution in smokestacks. The scientific, like agricultural, like look at surveying huge fields or coastline. I mean, it's the applications are endless, and I'm excited for the good.
Like these heat sensors to find missing people in forests.
It's unbelievable. If you can't see them, they're not there. Could you imagine the resources it would save? It'd save thousands of volunteers.
If you notice, it spins much
Smoother.
smoother, yeah, because the other ones are sharp. It needs to spin a lot faster to get the lift. So that should have a better.
I could see like a little baby getting excited and running towards that, and you got to be careful.
I'm gonna buy a big one. I'm gonna buy a small HD camera, and then I can do that myself.
Basically, don't need to do anything.
Oh my God.
GPS location and altitude, and you just take it. But obviously, when you shoot a little bit of movement.
Wow.
Love it. I love planes. I love helicopters.
I am freaking out.
When I lived in Phoenix, because the airport it's in the middle, and then the runway.
You just watch?
On each side. I used to go to the parking in the very top and just sit there.
You can do that by that Marriott down where Terry used to work.
Yeah, but it's not as the same because it's far.
Oh yeah.
In Phoenix, I mean, you're in the middle and you have the runways.
Oh, that's
one on each
crazy.
side, two on one side and one on the other one.
Yeah, that gimbal is crazy. No. Honestly, if I gotta go, that's a pretty cool way.
No, I turned it to the right. But basically, it has all the controls installed in it.
You know, William Gibson said when you cut open the present, the future leaks out. Actually, so it might just be cutting us open as a present and we leak out. Maybe not.
Yeah, so,
That's so cool.